My name is Mahmoud Ayata. I am the specification manager for Jotun powder coating, responsible for the Saudi Arabia market. Sharing the presentation today with my colleague Margarita, it would be a bit if she can introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here tonight. I have been working for Jotun for the past 8 years and last 4 years here in the Middle East. I'm responsible for marketing in the powder coating segment. As part of my job, actually, I have been traveling to Saudi Arabia several times, and it's great to see how the country is opening up and how its landscape is building. And I'm sure more and more new and bold projects will come up on its landscape very soon. Off to you, Mahmoud.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start our today. I will take you now through the agenda for today presentation. We will start with an introduction to Jotun Jotun group, and then we will speak about the aluminum finishing technologies, different technologies that we have, and then we'll speak about the weathering and environmental challenges. Moving forward to the international architectural standards, and then architectural specification and how to specify it. Furthermore, we will speak about the powder coating portfolio and collections, which will be taken by Margarita. And finally, we'll cover our presentation with the project references. So let's start our session with a brief introduction about Jotun. Most of you may not know the name, but you didn't know the history behind this name. Jotun, founded in 1926 in Norway, started its business as a small company manufacturing and selling the marine coatings. With a great vision and solid presence in the market for more than 90 years, Jotun managed to be the market leader for the paint and coating industry. We are specialized in 4 segments: decorative paints, in which we will have a separate session for it later, marine coatings, protective coatings, and powder coatings. Our presence in the market for more than 90 years make us truly global player, owning 39 production facilities and operating in 100 countries through 10,000 employees willing to support our customers worldwide. And to comply with the dynamic market trends and how we can contribute in the latest developments, we developed 7 R&Ds, research and development centers, to provide you with the latest technologies that you may need in your designs. Specifically in the MEA region, which is the abbreviation for the Middle East, India, and Africa, we have 9 paint factories, 4 powder coating factories, and we are operating in 15 companies through 41 countries. We are working together to ensure that our customers get the best solution possible. For the architectural industry, we provide all of these solutions listed, as you can see in the screen, such as concrete protection steel, protection floor coatings, and powder coating. Jotun, as a single source solution, can offer a total solution when it comes to decorative of external and internal surfaces, corrosion protection of steel and rebars, protection and beautification of architectural exposed surfaces, intermittent fire protection of steel, and floor coating. Our single source solution, or what we are calling SSS, across our segments is a great differentiation factor within this group of customers. So now it's time to speak about the finishing technologies for the aluminum. But before we dive deep in this topic and speak about the finishing technologies, let's have an overview of the global construction status and the trend which is driving the needs for the market. The global construction outlook shows that the rapid growth of the global population drives the need of the urban designers and the construction to grow vertically rather than horizontally, especially in the high-rise buildings. The key in the high-rise building is the durability by using sustainable materials. Aluminium is sustainable and will continue to be used in the high-rise buildings. Different types of finishing technologies can be applied to the aluminium, So now, speaking about the aluminum finishing technologies, there are three basic methods for coloring and protecting the aluminum: anodizing, liquid paint, known as the Pvdf, and powder coating. But we just would like to emphasize on that we as Jotun are manufacturer and supplier for the powder coating only. We are not providing anodized or Pvdf. But as promised, we will go through the session where we will cover everything when it comes to the aluminum finishing, as the general knowledge and making a better understanding for the concept. So starting with the anodizing. Anodizing for a long time considered as one of the oldest durable methods for coloring and the protection for the aluminum profiles. It is an electrochemical process that covers the aluminum surface and limited range of color with a limited range of color using the anodic oxide finish. The process is going through different stages, such as cleaning, pre-treatment, anodizing, and eventually sealing for the surface. The aluminum hydroxide used in the process, classified by the EPA, which is the US Environmental Protection Agency, as a hazardous, due to the high concentrated acid emissions from the acid tanks. As you can see here in the photo, a lot of emissions which is coming out of the tanks. That's why we brought you a video showing how complex the anodizing process is. So moving forward, I will just try to open
Anodization is an electrochemical process that converts aluminum's surface to a decorated, durable, and corrosion-resistant finish. The process works by racking the parts using either aluminum or titanium racks or clips to create solid electrical connectivity. The parts are dipped into a micro-etch cleaning tank to remove all oils and dirt, and then rinsed. The next process is an etching tank, which includes a caustic bath and rinse, followed by a desmud and rinse to remove the etch residue and prepare the parts for anodizing. Then the parts are anodized and rinsed. Anodizing is a sulfuric acid process that rapidly oxidizes the surface and leaves a clear film. Anodize works by engulfing the parts in an electrolyte acid bath and passing an electric current through the parts using cathode.
Mr. Mahmoud?
The longer the parts are left in the anodized tank, the thicker the film becomes.
Mr. Mahmoud, can you hear me?
Sorry?
Yes, the volume is a bit low. Do you mind raising the volume a bit up?
Okay, so shall I raise the volume from my own computer or from?
I think your own computer would do.
Okay.
A color which absorbs into the
Yeah, that's a bit better.
The parts are sealed.
Okay.
Colored anodized parts are soaked in a dye tank, then sealed on the aluminum. To eliminate fading, a two-step anodized process is used, where the aluminum is anodized, then tin particles are bonded to the surface by using an electrolytic plating process. The electric current pulls the tin particles to the part and gives the surface a rich, non-fading color. Two-step anodizing can be done in a range of colors, from light champagne to black finishes. Anodizing offers many benefits over painting, including color fade retention, better corrosion resistance, a high-quality metallic look and feel of the part, as well as better heat dissipation in electronics applications.
Great. So I believe that this video just give you a brief about the anodizing process. So now it's time to go for the second method of the aluminum finishing, which is the liquid paint, Pvdf. It's the fluoropolymer coating technology. The Pvdf actually, it's a quite durable fluoropolymer-based liquid coating. But actually it draws back that it has a negative impact on the environment. It contains a high level of solvent, 30 to 70% approximately. The high VOC content makes the Pvdf position as environmentally friendly technology. But that's why it's not a green building standard compliant. It's complied in multiple layers. It can be applied in multiple layers. As you can see here, 4 layers it can be applied, starting from 2 up to 4 layers based on the required protection and durability stated by the specification. So moving forward to the core of our today's session, it is time to speak about the third method of the aluminum finishing technology, which is the powder coating. The powder coating is the finely divided solid powder and considered as the most environmental friendly option for the aluminum finishing, makes the powder coating the preferred choice for the architects, especially that it comes in many colors such as normal, metallic, and gloss colors as well. It's applied by electrostatic guns in a single coat, giving a minimum dry film thickness of 60 microns. Unlike the conventional paint, it needs to be cured in a specific oven. That's why it needs a special setup and cannot be applied in the site. I brought here to you another video, which is recorded from one of our biggest customers' factory, illustrating the powder coating process. Let's move forward.
Aluminium profiles that are used in construction projects are coated on horizontal and vertical lines. Vertical lines allow coating of long profiles, and they usually have higher productivity than horizontal lines. Here, we will focus on the coating of aluminium profiles on the vertical line. The process begins with manually loading extruded profiles on the inspection table and checking them for possible defects. Good profiles are then loaded on the coating line with the help of special hooks and undergo several important steps to guarantee a quality coating result. Process parameters of the line are set up and monitored using control panels and specialized software. Chemical pre-treatment involves use of phosphates or chromates in submersion or spray application. They occur in multiple stages and consist of degreasing, etching, desmutting, various rinses, and the final phosphating or chromating of the substrate. The pre-treatment process both cleans and improves bonding of the powder to the metal with the help of a conversion layer. After pre-treatment, profiles need to be dried in the oven. They will then proceed into an application booth, which in most vertical lines will use specifically adapted electrostatic guns or disc. The guns or disc impart a positive electric charge to the powder, which is then sprayed towards the grounded objects. From the application booth, the profiles move into the curing oven, where the powder is exposed to elevated temperatures, begins to melt, flows, and chemically reacts to form a higher molecular weight polymer in a network-like structure. From the curing oven, profiles travel to the unloading area, where they are manually removed from the line, visually checked for defects, and further moved into the packaging area. Profiles are wrapped using specialized film, after which they're ready for dispatch and delivery to customers.
Great. So I believe that this video just give you let's say a quite overview about the powder coating application process. So why do we need, or why do we recommend to use powder coating? It's very important questions that we have to ask ourselves about it. There are 3 things that differentiate the powder coating. It's environmental friendly, recyclable, and applied in a single coat. Now we can make a comparison between the different technologies that we already discussed about before in terms of advantages and disadvantages. So starting with the powder versus the anodizing. The first parameter, which is the, or let's say the first comparison factor, which is the environmental friendliness. Powder coating considered high, as there is no VOC content. The VOC, for those who don't know, I believe most of you know about it, but the VOC, it's the volatile organic compound, okay? And for the anodized, it's very low when it comes to the environmental friendliness due to the concentrated acid emissions and waste disposal. The second one, which is the color choice. The powder coating has a very wide range of colors, and the anodizing is very limited, starting from the light silver moving forward to the champagne, bronze, and black. So very limited choices that you can just choose when it comes to the anodize. The third part, which is the color consistency, which is guaranteed to have the same color that has been chosen from the beginning all over through the project. For the powder, it's very good, okay, when it comes to the color consistency and easy to assure the quality control. But for the anodize, it's inconsistent and very difficult to control. Anyone has any experience with the anodize definitely can confirm this. When it comes to the maintenance and repair, it's applicable to make touch-up to the powder coating in the site, unlike the anodizing, that it's very difficult to be conducted and could be impossible as well. And then speaking about the resource consumption, again, this is reflecting to the green building concept contribution, okay? The powder coating is low when it comes to the resource consumption, and the anodize is too high. As we mentioned that it's working in different tanks and the consumption for the water and electricity, it's very high. Finally, the chemical resistance. Powder coating is very good and the anodizing is very low. And to prove our words when it comes to the chemical resistance, we have a test. Comparison shows the different results for anodized and powder coated samples when subjected to nitric acid and sulfuric acid. And actually, we asked ourselves that we have to make this test to, to make sure that what we are providing to our customer have results or test behind. So the chemical resistance is tested to consider further exploitation of the profiles, such as maintenance and cleaning of the facade in the high-rise buildings and polluted environment in big cities. The test reassures us that the containing or the coating will stay solid and won't change its appearance. On the left-hand side, we have exposure for 45 minutes, both for the powder and anodized panels, and you can see color changed for the anodized surface while powder coating samples stay as unchanged. But on the right-hand side, we have the exposure for 3 hours. Powder coated sample remains the same, while anodized have color fading and degradation. Moving forward to the comparison between the powder coating and the Pvdf. This is the comparison between the powder coating and Pvdf, where we're starting with the environmental friendliness again. Okay, as we mentioned before, that the powder coating is very high when it comes to the environmental friendliness, and unlikely for the Pvdf because of its content of the solvent, as we mentioned, 30 to 70% containing solvent. The second point, it's number of coats. Powder coating can be applied in just single coat, one coat, but for the Pvdf, it's applied in 2 up to 4 coats based on the durability and requirements by the project specification. Third part, okay, does it need a primer? So when we speak about the primer for the powder coating, no, it definitely don't need a primer. Just one coat, it will finish all the process. But for the Pvdf, yes, it needs. It should be applied the primer first and then go for the further coats. When it comes to the waste generation, powder coating is 99% recyclable. For the Pvdf, has average of, let's say, 40 to 80% waste due to solvent content and overspray losses. When it comes to the mechanical properties, powder coating has excellent scratch and abrasion resistance, unlike the Pvdf, unless the Pvdf will be applied in multiple layers. And to prove our words, okay, and the superior performance of the powder coating against the Pvdf in terms of mechanical properties, we carried our test for the abrasion resistance tested by taper according to the ASTM standard. The purpose of the test is to determine the weight lost from the coating on the tested sample when it's subjected to the abrasion. So as you can see here, the coated sample will be subjected to 500 cycles, okay? Once it's put on the machine with applied, we will apply a certain weight to perform the test. After the cycles are completed, the weight loss of the coating is measured. As you can see in the picture here on the right-hand side, the taper abrasion test showed a higher weight loss for the Pvdf coated panels against the powder coating. The visual inspection of the coated panels showed complete paint removal to the substrate. As you can see that the substrate for the Pvdf, already the aluminum substrate can be seen by visually, but for the powder coating, just small scratches. So now it's turn to speak about the weathering and standards. The weathering challenges and the applied standards, it's a very important part when it comes to the architects and the designers. There are three essential factors affecting the coating, which is temperature, humidity, and UV radiation, which in turn may cause coating degradation and color fading. As you may see in the screen, okay, here exactly, we are living in the middle pink area with the highest temperature, humidity, and UV radiation as well. So that's why it's obvious that we are located in the most challenging weathering area in the globe. Accordingly, we have to tailor our specification based on the region and based on the project's location requirements. So the International Architecture Standard, which is very related to the designers and the architects as well. These standards describe the overall performance of the architectural coating in terms of mechanical properties, hardness, chemical resistance, and long-term weathering performance, especially for the UV resistance. There are different standards that the specification can follow, starting from the GSP, German standard, the Qualicoat Switzerland standard, AMA, which is the American Architectural Manufacturing Association, American standard, and the HGT, the Chinese standard. The most popular standards used in the Middle East are the Qualicoat and the AMA. And that's what you will see in all of the specification in the Middle East projects. So both Qualicoat and the AMA architectural standards specify test method and how to apply the test for the samples in order to provide good quality finish for the aluminum. Coated samples are exposed to the natural weathering in Florida, in the US. This geographical location is chosen because it has the harshest condition when it comes to the UV exposure and humidity on the annual basis. Depending on the period of exposure, actually the standard qualify 3 different categories and the suitable coating for each one. So let's start with the first one. We can see here the category 1, standard polyester powder coating that have Florida exposure for 1 year only. Then moving to the second one, the category 2, super durable polyester powder coatings with Florida exposure of 3 years of Qualicoat and 5 years for the AMA. And finally, the category 3 for the fluoropolymer powder coatings and Pvdf with 10 years of Florida exposure. These are the main 3 categories for the which standardizing the architectural qualification. So I believe that we already answered the question that why do we have to specify powder coating? Is it an option on our region to specify it or not? So let's right now have practical examples of the specification that we can see it in the market right now. We brought to you today 2 examples of fitness specification. The first one, it's what we can say that it's the drawing specification, because it's too generic. As you can see, it's calling for just finish. If you can see, read here, it's just mentioned finishing shall be powder coated, full stop, nothing more. Giving no guidelines or guidance for the requirements or the quality that the powder coating should comply with. In terms of compliance with the pre-mentioned standards that we mentioned before, like the AMA or QualiCode. And here, which in turn, that, as I told you, given the chance to use the low performance powder coating, that definitely will affect the building performance and the appearance by time. Another specification here, which is the second example that we brought to you, is what we assumed a clear specification example. As you can see here, it's clearly mentioned, okay, the required performance of the powder coating. Here he mentioned the powder coating should be heat reflective, super durable powder coating, and also required standards to be followed, such as AMA 2604 and approved QualiCode class 2. So here, as you can see, this very clear specification given the guidelines for the during the application to use the perfect powder coating for the buildings and the high rise as well. So it's time right now to reflect what we already presented during today's session. Actually, it would be great to hear this from my colleague Margarita. She is the marketing manager and responsible for the EMEA region. Margarita, please take the lead.
I hope you can hear me well, and you can also see the slides that I'm sharing. I will take you through the powder coating products and collections that we have in our portfolio. And let me start with the fact that we do understand how important it is for you to create spaces and environments that are beautiful, durable, functional, and sustainable. We kept this in mind when developing our products. Now let me reflect on the durability part of our portfolio. We designed our products to meet the requirements of the leading architectural qualifications, and all our products are tested to the stringent requirements of these standards, and they have also been exposed to the Florida natural weathering. In our standard range, which is Jotun facade, we meet QualiCode Class 1 requirements, and we are compliant with AMA 2603. With this product, we provide 10 years guarantee. When it comes to the next level of our products in the portfolio, this is Jotun Super Durable, which is our premium offering. It's compliant and certified by QualiCode, and it is Class 2. It is also compliant with the requirements of AMA 2604. If you're looking for a durability of 30 years, which we give guarantee for, then it's our ultra premium solution, which is Jotun Durasol. And we provide guarantee for 30 years. By the way, we are the only company today that is QualiCode Class 3 certified and meeting requirements of AMA. This was the aspect of the durability of our portfolio: Jotun facade, Jotun Super Durable, Jotun Durasol. Now, when it comes to beautification part and also functionality, as well as sustainability, we have developed collections that address these requirements. And as you see on the screen, we have 6 collections: with Spiration, Architectural Trance Collection, Cool Shades Collection, Aurora Collection, Sahara, and Timelens. And I'm going to take you through the details of these collections in the following slides. The Cool Shades collection. It's a range of heat-reflecting architectural powder coatings that have been specifically formulated to reduce the temperature of aluminum building components exposed to the sun. Using innovative technology, this range helps reduce energy consumption of the buildings and improve interior comfort of inhabitants. Less heat builds up indoors, meaning less need for cooling systems that use resources and energy. The Cool Shades collection is based on heat management pigments that reflect the infrared energy in sunlight while still absorbing visible light energy, so that while colors maintain their appearance, the coated surface stays much cooler. It's not just inside of the buildings that can be affected by high temperatures. As the sun hits urban structures, they accumulate heat during the day and then radiate it back into the atmosphere. This creates heat island effect when air temperature in urban areas remains high even during the night. I'm sure you have felt it yourself. If you have been in a big city, in the center of the city, the temperatures are usually higher than in the suburbs. So we have carried out some studies that demonstrate that using heat-reflecting materials only on exterior window frames in hot climates like Middle East can significantly reduce a building's energy consumption. The software simulation that we use demonstrated that using Twilight, it's the name of the color as part of the collection, I really upset that we cannot show you the physical color card due to the limitation of the digital platform, but I'm sure when you meet us in person, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. So this color, the Twilight, instead of the standard gray color, can reduce annual energy consumption of the building by 2.1% annually. By the way, the products from this collection contribute to getting LEED points and points in other green building standards. For those of you who have been part of our sessions before, we had a session on the green building standards and how our products are contributing to getting LEED points. So with this collection, you can also get the points to get your project, your building LEED certified. All the products in this collection meet Quali-Code Class 1 and Class 2 requirements, meaning it either can be a 10 years guarantee or 25 years guarantee, and they are also ARMA compliant. The Cool Shades collection application areas include window frames, curtain walls, louvers, wall panels, and other building components, and can be supplied in a wide range of colors to match your vision. Another collection is called Sahara Collection. It's a range of textured powder coatings. Surfaces coated with this collection are more and scratch forgiving. Again, this addresses the need of functionality. What is the function that the coatings can provide to your project? This is an attractive design feature in polluted environments where sand and dust can damage coated surfaces, as you see all around it in our region, and also in public areas where human impact is possible, for example, airports or malls where the human traffic is quite high. The durability of this collection is supported by Quali-Code Class 1 and Class 2 qualification. We do have certificate for these products, and it's also ARMA compliant. The Sahara collection goes beyond standard finishes by protecting coated components during handling, transportation, and installation on site. I'm sure you all understand that on the one hand, you're building something, you're designing something beautiful with a beautiful appearance, but the practical side of it can damage it. So with the textured coating, you can protect the beauty that you have designed. It is available in a wide range of colors, which are also available in stylish metallic effect. So it's not only solid colors. And to add to this, colors can be also custom made on request, bringing uniqueness and class to facades and building components of your project. Now, another collection is called the Timeless Collection. We have created this collection for the projects, for the buildings that will be remembered by people after many years. As we call the buildings people will remember. We believe that buildings stand for more than a place to live or work. We believe they stand for legacies. When we developed the Timeless Collection, we thought of blending timeless resilience on the one hand and multiple finishes for exquisite aesthetics. Along with its advanced durability, Jotun Durasol, as I mentioned before, it's our ultra-premium solution, offers a range of colors to ensure you can choose your perfect shade. It is also available in matte finish and pearlescent effect for the perfect shine. In addition to 35 standard colors, customization is also available to bring your creative vision to life. Another collection that I'm very excited to talk about is called Aurora Collection. It's actually the technology behind this collection is alternative to anodizing process that Mahmoud was talking about earlier. What I like about it, that it is inspired by nature with respect to nature. As you know very well, architects have long looked for nature for inspiration. And now with the Aurora Collection, you can capture the rich colors of northern lights. I don't know how about you. I haven't seen northern lights myself in real life, but I have seen that in the documentaries, and it's really mesmerizing. So we tried to get inspired by this. This eco-friendly collection of premium powder coatings is comprised of rich metallic effects, and I'll show you the colors that are available in this collection in a bit. With increasing emphasis on sustainable architecture, powder coating is an environmentally friendly solution due to its minimal use of chemicals, water, and electricity in the application process. Additionally, in comparison to alternative technologies, the powder coating process is more efficient and less labor intensive, allowing for higher productivity. If you have seen the video, it shows that anodizing, for example, is quite a multi-stage process that requires some labor. With this collection, you can achieve the same effect, almost the same effect, but with less labor intensity. Also, compared to alternative technologies, it hides substrate imperfections and dye lines. It also has excellent chemical resistance, which Mahmoud was also talking about. The coated structures are easier to clean and maintain, cutting down on the need for repair and rework. The Aurora Collection is one of our green building solution products, which can help you contribute to achieving credits in the major green building standards, such as LEED. And if you look at the colors on this slide, we have selected 11 colors that are quite popular in the market. They are available in Class 1 and Class 2 products, meaning 10 years or 25 years of durability, provide rich organic and luxurious effect to modern structures. The products are produced using a special bonding process to deliver consistent appearance for metallic finishes. Another collection is actually my favorite one, because before I moved to powder coating segment, I didn't know that wood effect coatings can be achieved with this technology. So with the Woodspiration collection, we claim that you get the look of wood like never before. Today, more than ever, architects and designers want to bring the aesthetics of real wood to their projects, and I'm sure you had that temptation designing your project. However, real wood can deform and swell when used externally in hot and humid climates, especially here in the Middle East. When used on the facade, wood requires more maintenance than aluminium. So how to bring the aesthetics of real wood to the project without sacrificing the strength and durability of metal construction? With the Woodspiration collection, you get a versatile, durable, and easy to maintain finishes that bring the realistic look of wood to your project. It also gives you a countless combinations through different types of application, either powder on powder or sublimation process. Sublimation is when you use a base coat of powder coating with the film, which is a decorated wood effect wood effect finish. Just to convince you more here, on the right hand side of this slide that you see now, it is a picture taken here in Dubai. It's one of the buildings as part of the mall that we have here. And as you see, it looks as if it is made of wood, but it's actually not wood. I couldn't believe it myself. So I went there specifically to that mall, and I looked very closely to see if that was really aluminum profiles coated with wood, and it was so. So how fantastic is that? Another collection is called Architectural Trance collection. And just to give you a warning, it's not only about powder coatings here. Actually, this collection was inspired by 5 key industry movements shaping the future of architecture. Here we partnered with a designer in India, and we investigated the latest trends in the architecture. So here we want to speak more about the trends in architecture itself rather than powder coatings. We have identified a few trends and shortlisted 5 of them that we found exciting. Vertical forest, micro-living, eco-structures, interactive spaces, and golden hour. Let me speak a little bit about each of them. Micro-living, that I hope you see on the slide, it's quite a hot trend lately. It's the optimization of small spaces. People want to feel connected to the outside world, yet they want to refuge from it too. And sometimes it is not possible, but with this trend, it allows people to use the space smartly and to achieve connection with the nature. Another trend that we found very exciting was vertical forests, and you can see it on the left-hand side. It's actually an actual building in Italy. It represents the perfect balance between functional projects and green spaces, giving new meaning to green architecture. Vertical forests are now being used within high-density cities to evoke a sense of calmness and relaxation. So imagine building such a vertical forest in the middle of the desert. It gives totally different perception. Where you struggle to get a park with greenery, here the building itself represents a park full of greenery. Forests are now being used within high-density cities to evoke a sense of calmness and relaxation. With city dwellers feeling the squeeze of their spaces, vertical forests offer a refreshing change through sprawling plant life, cascading foliage, and garden rooftops. Another trend we found exciting is ecostructures. Ecostructures, and it's actually my favorite trend because I remember how construction has been done in the past, and actually it's quite common today. When you try to demolish all around you the stones, the forests, here the concept of the trend is to build something around their environment with respect to environment. So ecostructures represent a growing trend to incorporate functional yet sustainable benefits into the architectural design principles of the project. Solutions such as wind funnels, curtain facades, solar panels are just a few of the examples of how architecture is becoming more sustainable. Another trend is golden hour, and I think you will agree that, especially in our region, it is quite a trend because gold is quite attracting material, and to use it on the facade of the building adds benefit to it. Gold tones that warm up a space, reflect surfaces, and allow light to bounce. Trending colors such as rose gold, copper, and brass are being used everywhere in the design world, from art, fashion, and beauty and interior design. Designers are starting to rethink the relationship between architecture and art, but using gold as an accent color, or contrasting it with texture materials such as wood or smoked glass to create a variety of different feels. You can see it on the right-hand side of your screen, one of the examples of the gold facade. Another trend we found exciting is interactive spaces. Now, you may think that interactive spaces are not popular during the COVID times, but just imagine post-COVID time or before COVID time when a lot of us are being on social media platforms, so much engaged with our gadgets and not willing to meet each other. So this trend and the projects and the designs around this concept allow people to meet each other again. This trend focuses on creating spaces that offer an arena for human interaction, places that break down both physical and psychological barriers and encourage engagement and interaction with others. Artists and architects are now collaborating to create transitional spaces that combine interaction, design, architecture, and media arts to shift the culture of public. So that was the part covering the products that we have in our portfolio that offer durability, meeting quality code and ARMA requirements. Jotun facade 10 years, Jotun super durable 25 years, Jotun Durasol 30 years of durability, and also collections adding beauty, sustainability, and functionality to the coatings, such as Aurora collection, alternative to anodizing, wood Spiration collection, the look of wood like never before, Sahara collection, a collection of textured coatings. The Cool Shades collection is a range of heat reflecting coatings, which I actually, by the way, mentioned in one of our projects, and also Architectural Trance collection, where we talk about trance, but also how our coatings allow you to make this trance come to real life. Now let's see how these collections and products contribute to shaping the buildings that surround us. Let's speak about project references. On this slide, you see completed tallest 20 skyscrapers. And I'm very proud to say that we are protecting 12 of the top 20 completed world's tallest buildings, as mentioned on the slide. And as you see, for example, the third tallest skyscraper is Makkah Royal Clock Tower Hotel in Mecca. And we are proud that our coatings are protecting this stunning building. It's not always about high-rise. It's also about iconic project. And for example, this one that you see on the screen, Louvre Abu Dhabi, is very special to me because I have seen it with my own eyes. Jean Nouvel, a Pritzker Prize-winning architect who designed Louvre Abu Dhabi, got inspired by traditional Arabic architectural culture. His idea was to create a museum city in the sea covered by a vast dome. The 8-layered dome is a marvel of geometric design. It allows light to penetrate the layers and create rain of light effect as the sun progresses throughout the day. Supporting structures are hidden within the building to give the impression that the dome is floating. Louvre Abu Dhabi complex has made it one of the most innovative and challenging museum projects built in recent times. It won, by the way, several prestigious international design and sustainability awards. Now, speaking more of the dome that makes it so iconic, I'm very proud to say that the colors from the Cool Shades collections were chosen to protect and beautify the iconic dome. But it's actually not about beauty, it's also about functionality. Just because of using heat reflective coatings from the Cool Shades collection, the temperature under the dome reduced by 1 degree. Now you may think 1 degree is not that big amount, especially when you adjust AC in your building, but for the contribution to fight the global warming, it's quite a big number. And imagine if you add ventilation and other architectural details to it, it's actually a big achievement. Another project that you know very well is Burj Al Arab in Dubai. It all starts with being part of a vision. So take Dubai, for instance. How do you make a city in the middle of the desert that very few people know of, at least in the 90s, into the capital of modern trade and tourism? How do you pin Dubai in the mind of the people and make it such a desirable place to be? Well, by the end of 90s, that was the construction of one of the most impressive architecture of modern days, the Burj Al Arab. And a great vision needs a simple icon idea, a sleek sail-shaped building. Tom Wright, the architect behind the design of Burj Al Arab once said, "If you can't draw a building with a few sweeps of the pen and everyone associated with a place on earth, you have gone a long way towards creating something iconic." So yes, during those days, we were very much part of contributing making this vision come to life. Understanding what was the role of this building for Dubai and UAE was a very critical part of the material selection process. Burj Al Arab is a great example of architecture supported by a sensational marketing strategy, which changed the face of Dubai forever. So here we have now a sail-shaped boat that stands in the middle, can you imagine, of a man-made island. By the way, it was put on an island, so it did not cast a shadow on its own beach, and of course it looks more impressive. And all immaculately white, as you see in the screen. So how do you keep an icon looking iconic for many years without the need of high maintenance? Just would like to think about the potential pitfall. If you have a white building and imagine if it rusts, it very quickly becomes a brown building. And when it's one of the most iconic buildings in the world, then your reputation is well and truly at stake, and the world's press would have a great time reporting on it. So yes, it was a very high-risk situation that could only be addressed by using a top-quality solution. Just, these are very nice words, but you will ask me, show me some facts. And I have a snapshot of a report that our technical sales support team shares with us on a regular basis after the inspections they do. You see some technical details here on the slide, but what it actually tells you is that we compare the finish of the coating when the object was coated and compare it with the exposure after 19 years. What it tells you that the coating remains intact, the color is the same. As you can see, the panel and the coated profile. Isn't it impressive? After 9 years in the middle of the sea, that's quite an achievement. Now, enough for talking about projects in UAE. I'm giving mic to Mahmoud to tell you more about the projects in Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, Margarita, for this. Actually, speaking about the iconic projects, We at Jotun, we cannot, you know, when it comes to the iconic projects, we cannot stop ourselves for being a part of it. Especially that gives us the confidence to be the part from the partners for the architects when it comes for them to their dreams and make their dreams come true. So for the iconic projects in Saudi Arabia, because actually we are running out of time, so I will just in brief, I will show you a couple of projects where we have the chance to impose our innovations in it. So starting with the ITCC Park in Riyadh. Actually, this is one of the most challenging projects that we faced here in Riyadh because the specification was calling for Pvdf. And then we have the chance to meet with the site consultant. And it was very hard to convince him that the durability of the powder coating are much more higher than the Pvdf, and in which we made the actual tests that I showed you before when we were speaking about the mechanical properties comparison between the Pvdf and the powder coating. And it was made actually for this project. And upon the completion of the test, the consultant, it was Dar Riyadh, by the way, they were very confident to change and switch their project from the Pvdf to the powder coating. And we used here the Jotun Jotun super durable powder coating, by the way. I believe that we have another project. Okay. This one, it's the Marriott Hotel in Riyadh. It's in the diplomatic quarter. I believe most of the people who's here in Riyadh, they know about this. It's a very, very nice project. We consider it as an iconic one. Again, there was a challenging to change the mindset, the old mindset for the owner, because the master specification for the project was calling for anodizing. So we always like to take the challenges, and so we tried our best to convince him to change from the anodizing, okay, to the powder coating, because as I told you before, that the anodizing previously was given the most durable finish for the aluminium. So we showed them our test. We showed them the our record in the market for where we already applied the powder coating, and we managed to convince them to change from the anodizing to the powder coating, especially that we can right now provide using the Aurora collection the same appearance for the anodize. So if you're speaking about the durability, powder coating can provide it for you. Speaking about the coloring for the anodize, still the powder coating using the Aurora collection from Jotun can provide it for you. So here you have no choice again to go for the anodizing. So this was one of the biggest projects here as well in Saudi Arabia. I believe the last one that I can just ended up this project list with it. It's from the Princess Noor University. 1 minute. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but it's freezing in my end.
Yeah, it's freezing over here as well, Mr. Mahmoud.
Okay, Marguerite,
Can
can
you try sharing the screen again?
Okay, just let me, I will try to share my screen. Okay. Okay, let's like this. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can see it.
I will just move so fast here. So finally, we were speaking about the the ITC. Then we spoke about the Marriott Riyadh. And by the way, this is one of the actual photo taken from the site for the ITC during the construction phase. This one is the most famous Princess Noor University. For those who have any relation with the university, it was a fast track project that had very high specification, calling for high specification, and it was very challenging for all the contractors and subcontractors as well to deliver the project in a certain time. We have the privilege to be a part of it, and we applied already our Jotun super durable powder coating for this. So here we can speak about our main takeaways for today, just to make sure that we are emphasizing on the points that we spoke about. So in the beginning, we give an overview for Jotun Group on who we are, what we are doing, and how we can support you in your project. Then we spoke about the finishing technologies. We will speak about the anodizing, the Pvdf, and powder coating, and we differentiate between the three of them. Then we're moving forward to the weather and environmental challenges that the architects and the designers should keep it in mind while they are making the specification for any projects. Again, we reflecting on the architectural standards and how to specify. And we took two examples from the specification, which one of them was wrong specification because it was very generic and had no guidelines for the powder coating performance or durability required by the project. And the other one was crystal clear, mentioned all the standards that should be followed. For instance, it should be comply with the AMA and comply with the quality code. And these are the most important part that you as architects should always follow or search for the AMA and quality code in the specification. Finally, we spoke about our portfolio and the collection that we have, which can eventually let's say, contribute to your imagination while you are making new design for new buildings. And we finally had a quick view for our project references worldwide and the iconic projects we are contributing in. So I believe that right now it's the time just for you to know that we can support you more later on, even without any physical interaction between the Jotun representative, using Jotun electronic portals such as Jotun Professionals or Jotun GPS for providing all the information for the green building. I believe that we shared the same link before in the green building solution session. And finally, the Jotun.com. We can even share the same links in the chat, so you can just follow whenever you need. So at the end, it was my pleasure to be here with you today. And right now, I believe it's time for the Q&A session, and we are totally willing to support you with anything.
Yes, indeed it is, Mr. Mahmoud, and thank you for your time and your presentation.
Thank you.
You as well, Mrs. Margarita. So the first question that we got is, how can you paint an aluminum window, door, or frame that is already installed without taking it off?
Okay, so as we mentioned, okay, in the powder coating parts, that the powder coating need a special oven to be cured. Okay, so and need a special setup when it comes to the powder coating application. So what we can just do in the site or something already installed that you can just make a touch up. If you have any scratches, okay, for the window or the door, only then we can make a small touch up. But if you are planning to make repainting for the door, it should be taken off, remove the coat, and then we move forward to make the new painting for it. Sorry, the new coating for it.
Perfect. The second question is, or states, is there an aluminum treatment to deal with dust, especially in a climate such as Riyadh?
Okay, when it comes to the treatment, before we start the powder coating, we have to make the same treatment that we are applying for the aluminum before the powder coating. But for the dust, as we saw with Margarita when she was speaking about our collection, we have the Sahara collection, had a high durability when it comes to dust picking up properties. So it would be the perfect solution for you to apply to your project. That's Sahara collection.
Thank you. The third question is actually in relation to concrete. And it says, is there any plans to develop the same technology for site applications and or concrete substrates, or at least in the precast factories, since we are in a booming market for housing projects?
Sorry, but I'm not following here. Do you mean that that you would like to apply the powder coating for the concrete itself, or?
Well, I mean that, or if there is a technology that is specifically made or is being developed to be applied on concrete instead of steel. That question was, or states, or was stated because it says that we are in Saudi Arabia are in a booming market for housing projects.
Yes,
And
exactly.
as you know, Mr. Mahmoud, housing projects
course.
in Saudi mostly are made out of concrete,
Yes,
and in some cases they are precasted, and that is why the Mr. Muhammad
actually,
have asked.
no, I'm encouraging the guy who's asking this question to attend the upcoming session, which will be specifically speaking about the same topic. We will speak about the interior and exterior paint that can be used for the concrete. This will be very useful for him. But linking to the concrete, as we mentioned before, that the powder coating only used for the rebar, reinforced rebars. Okay, so this is the only part where the powder coating can contribute to the structure or the concrete structure. But on the other hand, you can use the normal paint. So just be with us to the next session.
Understood.
Okay.
And the other question states, are those products available in the Saudi market?
Definitely.
Or all of those products?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Actually, the Saudi market, actually, it's one of our biggest markets in the worldwide, by the way. Okay, so that's why we are taking consideration whenever we are launching something that should be in the presence here before anywhere else. So of course, all what we spoke about today, it's ready and we can deliver for our customer whenever they need. Yes.
This next person says, first of all, thank you for an amazing lecture. And their question states,
thank you.
What would be the best machine for powder coating? Also, are the machine available in every country, such as the United States?
Okay, so speaking about the machine for the powder coating, as we mentioned that it will be applied electrostatically. So you have to have the full setup for the powder coating application, starting from the treatment process, moving forward to the application by electrostatic guns, moving forward again to the curing ovens. So it's a full chain of the process. Okay, so it's not just one machine that you are using. Okay, but it's different stages that the aluminum should go through in order to get the powder coating finish. So as we saw, I believe in the video. Okay, and we can post the video link if you would like to the audience so they can come back to it whenever they need. You will find all the steps for the powder coating, as I told you, starting from the treatment, moving forward to the final stage. So I will send you the link, okay, so you can share it with the audience.
Perfect. Well, I believe that was all of our questions. And to end up the session, Mr. Mahmoud, I would like to ask you, if you may, what would you recommend for designers and people who are, or professionals that are practicing in our field to do when they are in the process of trying to specify the right coating for the materials that they're using, whether that being concrete, steel, no matter what it is, like what do you recommend for those professionals to do? Should they look into the catalogs that vendors and other companies share, or is there a specific source that you might lead us to?
Yeah, see, actually, Brad, thank you so much. I wouldn't expect this as a very good finishing today, because your question it's very straight to the point, where because the architects, okay, they have the variety to ask the support from the different vendors, especially in the market right now. We have a well-known brands where they are specialized in what they are doing, such as Jotun. Yeah, we are so proud to say that we are the market leader in what we are doing. Okay, so if you need any support when it comes to the paint, to the powder, okay, just contact the right person, okay, who can provide for you the proper specification, okay, to be applied in the project. You didn't have, actually, from our practice, we can see this in the market that most of the specification are copy pasted from before. The same like in the Mari project, the one that I show you right now. Okay, it was the same.
Yeah, and it's very genetic most often.
Exactly. Okay, so
Yeah.
they take the previous projects as the references. Okay, and they just copy paste it. So the new generation of the architects, and I believe that plenty of them are among us here in the network. So they can ask the support from the vendors to provide them with the latest technology, because the construction is the same like the electronic technology. Every day there is something new. Every day there is something that we can provide. Jotun for the moment, it's not Jotun as 10 years back. We have a lot of trends. We have a lot of colors that we will provide for the customer, okay, to moving forward and adapt the updated trends in the market. So that's why I believe that from our side, you can contact us whenever you need. We and just by the way, as part of my role in Jotun, that I'm a specification manager, that I'm going for the customers, and my customer, the specifier themselves, okay, the architectural specifier. I go for them, supporting them how to specify, okay. Really, frankly speaking, in the beginning there is a resistance, okay. We didn't want to change until they found out the value, and that's what you will find with Jotun. We have the value to provide it for you. So thank you for your questions, and please contact us whenever you need. We are willing to support you.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Mr. Mahmoud, for your time. And Miss Margarita, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
my internet cut off in the middle of
that's totally
important
fine.
part, but I'm back.
Well, we're glad to have you for the ending part of this session.
I thought that you're not here, by the way, Margarita. I thought that you already left. That's why.
No. It wouldn't be nice to leave.
Well, I mean, we totally understand, you know.
Yeah.
Good, nice.
All right. Well, thank you all for your time, and we wish you a pleasant night. This session will be uploaded on our channel, YouTube channel, for your reference in the future, and for everyone who wanted to look over a part that was missed. All right.
Thank you.
We wish everyone a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.